My name is Matt Boots.
I'm Angel from Angel's Clubhouse.
And I'm Hov from Green Lounge LA. And this is The Struggle.
With the whole censor stuff, but as a comic and a professional comic, you gotta just kind of learn to make the adjustments. Sometimes it's just a change of words.
Your old Lil Wayne. He was crazy.
Wayne, bro, like that was a
like mixtape Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think Drake want mixtape Wayne to come back.
oh no, he'll kill a career.
He'll kill his career. I think that's why Wayne walked away from the game, because he knew too that if he kept going like that. So now that you're doing this, why now? And what do you hope to gain?
Okay, I just sat back.
Or accomplish.
I sat back and just watched. I've been when Master P then was blowing up. I was working TV production. I used to work on a lot of music videos. Lenny Kravitz, Madonna, Snoop.
Right.
It goes on.
Damn.
It goes on and on.
What was that like working with Madonna?
Man, she yelled at me.
For what? I'm Hov, and this is
Comedian Ronald Cole.
All right, Ronald, appreciate you for coming, player.
Yeah,
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I finally got here, but I appreciate you guys.
You was wishing upon a star to get here, bro?
Yeah, something.
OnStar wasn't working today, huh?
No, it wasn't. It was totally against me, man.
So tell me what's going on, Ron. I know you doing, if I'm not mistaken, you're on the World Movement Channel app?
World Movement.
With Mr. Lamont Patterson?
That's right.
Is that correct? Talk to us about that.
Yeah. I lucked up into that, man. I used to be a regular on Speedy, comedian Speedy's podcast.
Okay.
Rollout Digital, that's the name of the show. And I was a regular on that for almost 2 years. And Speedy and Lamont go way back. And Lamont came on Speedy's show to do some promotion one day.
Okay.
And like I said, I was already there, and we got to talking. And Lamont said, "Hey, I'm looking for comedians. I got this channel." And Speedy said, "Well, this guy right here, he's a funny guy. He's got a show." And that's how we hooked up. So,
Man, talking about is not what you know, but who you know, for real.
Right.
That's the time when nepotism or favoritism works, bro. So what is it like now that you struggle with, like, from being a comedian to actually doing a show? What is the struggles like on that?
Wow, yeah, the struggles, man. You get most of the time you get the fame first.
Okay.
You know, people recognize me on the streets and everything now, and that's all well and good, you know. But the money hasn't caught up yet.
Yeah.
I'm just, so people out there don't think that just because you see us on TV and this and that or on stage, a lot of times we're not even getting paid.
Yet.
We're not,
right.
But people, venues are happy to give us time on their stage because we pull in people for them, for drinks. That's how they make their money.
Yeah, prostitute for drinks for the bar.
Pretty much.
What is that like as a comedian now that's on TV and you still go to the events, right? And you do, a set, and they're using you for the drinks at the bar.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. It's, I think I've even heard Lamont say this. He said he'd rather be used than misused.
Okay.
In other words, it's okay for somebody to use you, or so to speak, as long as you're getting something out of it. So,
right.
So as long as I'm getting something out of it, hey, I'm fine with it. I know you got to crawl before you walk.
So, we got to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
You're a comedian, man.
Okay.
What's it like right now for comedians out there with so much going on in comedy? You going out in these stages, you're going out and doing these shows, whether they're big, small venue. What is it? What's the vibe of comedy right now?
Man, it has changed a lot. I mean,
how so?
Yeah, well, I don't know how old you are, but you remember.
I'm old.
But you remember the days of Richard Pryor, and that's when comedy was, in my opinion, it was marvelous. You could pretty much say whatever you wanted to say. You're limited now to what you can say. You got all these groups and organizations that's all, they get butthurt if you say the wrong thing.
What do you mean, though? Okay, so we talking comedy, right? You say, I remember, right? You remember who was the first one to start talking shit like that? if I'm not mistaken, it was Mr. Richard Pryor and Mr. Red Fox.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And they did it in an environment. And I don't know if y'all comedians see it, because you watch Dave Chappelle, respect to the GOAT. You watch Katt, you watch Kevin. Those are kind of like who's out there, and everybody's having the same discussion about it's very temperamental in comedy. But when Eddie and them did it, when Richard and them did it, it was the same thing. Yeah. So right now, I'm waiting to see who's going to be the new Richard, because somebody has to be the one.
Yeah.
That says fuck it.
Right.
And that's the comedy in it.
Right. And it kind of looks like
who can play that line best?
Yeah, and it kind of looks like right now Dave Chappelle seems like he's in line to be that person. He's getting around all these people that getting butthurt and whatnot, and he's saying basically like he said, fuck it. He's doing this thing. So, but a lot of us can't do that. A lot of us will get canceled, but Chappelle is so big now, he can kind of make his own moves, write his own ticket, So that's why he has a little more leeway to say what he wants to say,
Okay, so we got to ask you to weigh in too. You ready? Do you think you know what I'm going to say?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I'm not going to even pretend. Go ahead.
All right. So I know you're in comedy, so I know you watched the Kevin Hart.
Katt Williams?
The Katt Williams.
Okay.
Shannon Sharp situation.
Right.
Where you weigh in on that, bro?
Ooh. Well, he did a lot of snitching. I'm gonna say it like that. It was snitching. He snitching.
How's it snitching, bro?
We didn't need.
Ain't nobody go to jail?
No, but why tell that Steve had a toupee? What good did that do us?
It made us laugh.
Yeah, it did, but
we knew it though.
Yeah, well, I had my suspicions. I knew it then, It
was too perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was like it was almost painted on and everything, which maybe it was. I don't know, but
it might have been, to be honest.
A little bit, Yeah, but I kind of feel like we're selling out. Comedians should be a brotherhood, and we're stabbing each other in the back for clout and
Come
everything.
on, bro. You're a comedian, right?
Yeah.
You've done shows?
Yeah.
You've done shows?
Yeah.
So you telling me you don't know how grimy a comedian
I've seen it.
Comedic atmosphere can be?
I've seen it. Yeah.
It's very cutthroat.
It is.
Is it not?
Yeah, it is.
So right now, what we kind of going through is like, I think Katt Williams would like to be head, metaphorically, Kevin Hart's, and we're kind of seeing it lead up to that dramatic climax. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd love to see them go head to head. Actually,
who you think gonna win that?
I think Katt Williams would. I really do.
I do too.
Yeah. I mean,
do.
Kevin.
Why do you think though?
Because I think Katt is more of a street person than Kevin. Kevin. I think Kevin has gotten kind of watered down since he's come up.
What do you mean?
He's not as raw and edgy as Katt Williams is if you compare the two.
But he never was though.
He was. I think he was a little more than he is now. Okay. I think when a lot of these entertainers, I don't care if it's rap or comedians, once the money comes in, a lot of them starts getting watered down because they don't have to try as hard anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
So how do you think this is going to play out? Like when we look at back, I don't know, 20 years, 10 years, whatever time may be. Who we going to say really was the GOAT of this generation? Because right now, when you look at it, it's Dave Chappelle.
Right now.
But the box office numbers is saying Kevin.
Right.
And how does that all play out? What do you think?
I think Kevin's got a lot, I'm going to say it, a lot of white people with money behind him.
Okay.
And he's a little more commercial than Dave Chappelle, So that's how I think Kevin is coming up. He's a little more commercial. He's got a lot more people that aren't afraid to put him in their projects versus Chappelle, because I think with Chappelle, they're afraid he's going to say one thing, that's going to screw up their brand, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
You know, because right now the LGBs and all that, they got a lot of money and they got a lot of power. You piss them off, you don't want that. That's
What happened to freedom of speech? It works both ways.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? With this thing that Dave Chappelle is dealing with, is they want the right to be who they are and say what they are,
right.
but imprison your right to tell them the truth.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
So it's freedom of speech on our behalf,
Yeah.
as long as it's pro LGBTQYNG,
right.
right? So
Yeah.
so the bullied has become the bully.
Exactly.
So in that situation is interesting because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, somebody's gonna have to be the free speech champion for the heterosexual because it's equal rights, right?
Right. It should be. Yeah, it should be.
Because at this point, like the heterosexuals are losing,
Yeah.
and now they need a marketing and a campaign manager with certain rights that are just like civil for heterosexuals. You know what I mean? So
Right, yeah.
that's hilarious, but
Yeah.
it's coming to seem to be that point.
Yeah, the victim's becoming the bully now. Yeah. I mean, this is the way I equate it. It's almost like if you got a fight with your girlfriend, and some girls, they do this. They'll call the police on you, even if you didn't do nothing. They'll utilize the cops to get you. It's the same way I think with the LGBs and the comedians and whatnot. They will utilize their popularity or their group to get you canceled. You know, it's the
Right.
same thing to me, you know. Yeah.
It pretty much is.
Yeah, yeah.
In retrospect. So the question would be now is, with all this going on, where does that fit for you though? Like, how do you fit?
It for me personally, I find that it limits my creativity to a point and what I can say and can't say.
How you get around that shit there?
Man, sometimes you got to just go out on stage and just wing and say, fuck it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Because I've done shows and I've talked about children and special ed, you know. And, oh, man, that wasn't a good day.
Okay, first of all, that was cool back in the 80s generation. You know, if you're
Right.
an 80s baby,
Right,
you know, talking
right.
about, okay. But now, try that shit.
Right. There you go.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what would you say would be a safe space for comedy? Is comedy in trouble now? Like, because
I think-
comedy is like the art of putting your foot
It's being a wordsmith.
on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a
pushing.
line you're not supposed to cross.
Right, right.
It's a point where it's not
Getting
funny.
very close to
And
it, but
comedy's
not
the
going
art.
over it.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
right.
like, is comedy itself in trouble? Would you say that?
I think free speech is in trouble, and next to that, I guess comedy is adjacent to that. Yeah.
The question then would be, when did comedy become our political soap opera box?
Well, it's been that way for a little while, but George Carlin was very prolific in that. You know.
Yes, he was for 50
You had
years.
Lenny Bruce and people like that, and Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory.
Yeah,
Man, that
you
man
know.
was awesome.
Yeah, you know, so it's been out there, you know. But nowadays, you know, you got to watch what you say, because people are trying to eat off of free speech. These comedians, they're trying to eat off of this, and you say the wrong thing in the wrong place, into the wrong ear, and you're not going to be eating no more, you know?
Yeah, because I don't know if you're familiar with the comedian Matt Rife, the young dude that was coming up for a little bit on the Instagram or whatever.
I've never heard of him, but
Yeah.
I don't know them all, but
Yeah, no, you'll see. My point was that one thing, you'll be on a bubble, you be ready to blow, and then one thing could kind of slow that down for you. So that's like, wow, what the hell?
Yeah, it's just like Andrew Dice Clay when he was hot at one while, and then the LGBs back then, they got him kicked out. You know, basically, you know, they canceled him. That's why you ain't never heard of him. He started acting after that and reinvented himself, but that's why his comedic career kind of tanked.
Yeah, you don't think about him in that, right?
Yeah.
So comedy most times is, like, I would say, a gateway drug to the entertainment business.
It is now.
So, like, what is your goal with the comedy?
You know, me personally, I want to be a Byron Allen.
Why?
because Byron Allen, he's putting a lot of people on in comedy, but he's a multi-billionaire now, and he's making all this money behind the scenes, putting everybody else on. And when he feels like it, he'll go on one of his shows, and he'll just sit in the chair and let everybody do their thing, So I like the being behind the scenes and creating and making things happen. I like that a little more than I actually like getting up on stage and doing my thing, But being
you're a comedian.
Yeah.
So how does that gonna work out?
But Byron Allen is a comedian too.
Is he?
Was. He started out as a comedian.
I was gonna say, is he? Is he now a producer?
Yeah, but he's
used to be a
more,
comedian.
Right. So yeah.
So the end goal for you is to be Byron Allen.
I would love that. Yeah.
So with that being, how is the show Make It Laugh Mondays going to do that? What are you guys doing over there on Make It Laugh Monday, man?
Well, the way it works is we're kind of different. It's a comedy show, kind of like Comic View and BET was, except we put a little twist on it. I'm one of the hosts, and what we do is I sit down with the artist like we're talking right now, and I have a 5-minute interview with him and get people background on him, and then I send him to the mic, and he does his thing. So that's the twist. People get to find out a little background and get acquainted with the artist
before they hop on.
Yeah, because a lot of times in basic shows, the artist just comes on stage, he does his thing, and he's gone, But this show gives you some, behind the scenes, some personal.
Before they hop on.
Right. So
okay.
That's our thing,
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And where can we check that show out at again?
Well, it's on World Movement Enterprise channel on Roku and Amazon. Just log on to Roku, pull up the World Movement Enterprise app, and you can see it. Or if you want to come see us live, we're shooting every last Thursday of the month at the Tiny Room in Inglewood, California. It's a nice, grand studio.
Where's that at?
It's off of West Boulevard and Florence Avenue. Yeah. Okay. Erica Badu, Macy Gray, and a whole bunch of people have done their videos and stuff in there. Okay. It's really nice. So it's every last Thursday we're shooting over there. We got one coming up on this coming Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So check them out, y'all. Definitely.
Yeah. And if you can't remember this, follow me on Make Me Laugh Mondays Instagram, and the flyers will be there, and you can keep up with us. Yeah.
Okay, so where are we going after? You're already here in Hollywood with the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going next with this Make Me Laugh?
We want to branch out and do other shows, and spin-offs and of this show. This is just kind of like the mothership, so to speak, and we want to do other things. My partner that's on the show, Dwight the Barber.
Okay. Shout out to Dwight.
Yeah, he's got a spin-off show from our show. Mm-hmm. He calls it Barbershop Comedy Live, which he actually has a barbershop. And every Wednesday, comedians from all around L.A., it's a known hangout. And they come there every Wednesday night, and they do their workout. They get new material. They don't want to come on the stages fresh with that material. What they do is they come to the barbershop, and everybody works it out in the barbershop. If you can make a comedian laugh, then it's probably a good joke. So that's where we do our workouts.
Or you can get your content stolen right there at the barbershop.
Yeah. and they do it too. I hate to say it, but
no. Let's talk about it. How many times have you had to deal with jokes being stolen?
Me personally, I probably maybe heard pieces of my stuff maybe 4 or 5 times. But you can't be everywhere and hear everybody, So it's probably more than that.
What would you say that is the best way to deal with that as a comedian?
I think you just understand the game, that it's going to happen. But also, if you can try to make your material personal to you, where it may not work for somebody else if they steal it. Try to make your stuff from your life experiences that's unique to you, so that it may not work good for the next man.
Because that was another thing that was brought up in that interview, right? How certain people had they going directly at what you just said. How Katt Williams was talking about that was his personal life, but Steve made it a joke. How Mark Curry had a personal joke, and Steve made it his.
Right.
Like, so is that even safe anymore?
It's not really, but
are we safe in comedy? Nah.
I mean, you can only do so much. They're gonna find a way to tweak it to their, their
personalize it, of course.
Right. But if you can have it, if you can do as many things like we're doing here, and have it documented via some video, then when somebody does it, you can go back with your receipts and say, "Hey, I was on this show and I did that joke." It's
originally,
and they can't say nothing because you got the receipts, Yeah.
So, what do you think is going to be the next hottest thing you do right now?
Me personally?
Yeah, you gotta let the crowd know, man. What's gonna be the next hottest thing you do? Because you're doing a TV, you're doing a stand-up, you're letting us know where you at.
Right.
Is that it? Is it just comedy for you, man?
No, I used to be in the music game too, so that I want.
Hold on, you gonna sing jokes?
No.
You
I
gonna rap these motherfuckers?
I used to rap, and I used to be a rap producer.
Okay.
And I used to have a contract years ago during the days of MC Hammer and stuff like that. So I got a little experience with music. Hopefully I can get with Mr. Patterson. He's with music too. We've been talking about this, so I might, team up with him and do some stuff in music, So.
Oh, what you trying to do, man?
Well, I want to branch out and still produce. I think I can still produce, and find talent and mold them and put them out there, Again, be like a Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre's making big money, but when was the last time he made a record? He's letting everybody else make his money for him, He's putting them out, and he's behind the scenes raking in the money, Again, almost like Byron Allen.
So let me ask you something. I do this. You see that camera? I do this for everybody. There's a kid right now. His name is Ron. He's in LA right now. He's thinking about doing comedy. What would you say to that dude that was just like you?
I would say follow your dream and don't care about what other people think, because a lot of people not going to have your vision. So you stay with it and make it happen. It may not happen, but if it does not happen, you can't be mad. You can look back and say, at least I tried. It's not because you didn't try. That's what I'm trying to say. So I would just say, keep it up. Persistence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the comedian himself, Mr. Ronald Cole. We'd like to thank you so much for coming through.
Oh, thank you. This is great.
Hey, catch him out. Make Me Laugh Mondays. Also with his boy, Dwight Barber. On course on the World Movement channel, where you can also catch us, coincidentally. And we'd like to say thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. We respect you. But we out. Peace.
Peace.